this particular live is for anyone who wants to know more about visa. That's what can cause, visa refusal, the student permit refusal for United Kingdom. So if that is your question, if that's your concern, if that's what you've been yearning to know about, this is the right place for you. So we are just going to go straight into the whole thing, and if you have any questions, if you have any inquiries, please just chat me up. So my number will be displayed. I will drop it on the comment section as soon as possible. But if you can just continue preparing your questions and your concerns, so you can drop it, then I will attend to them. And if you have any questions, then I will read it out here. Once I'm done, then I can also attend to it. The ones I can't attend to I would probably send you a chat and we'll discuss afterwards. So like I said, you want to know about the things that can cause a visa refusal, student visa refusal for UK. This is the right channel, this is the right place, and it's going to be, it promises to be informative, it promises to be interesting, it promises to guide you through your process. So basically, things that can cause your visa refusal. Yeah. You've gotten your CAS, you've gotten your unconditional offer, you've gotten everything needed for you, you've gotten your bank statement, and you've gotten your TB test, you've gotten other requirements needed for you to make your visa application, and you're thinking, is there any other thing, or what's the thing that could eventually make you get a refusal? If that's your thought, so I would just advise you to listen attentively to this. So first thing I would like to talk on, which is some missing documents. I mentioned few things about the things you need to submit, the documentations you need. So it depends, it's case by case anyways. So you need to understand that at first. If you're a single applicant, not married, you want to go for masters, so basically you just have to submit your degree certificate, your transcript, your TB test, your WAEC result. If WAEC is what your school used as a waiver for the IELTS, so you need to submit WAEC result. But if WAEC result is not what your school indicated on your CAS as a waiver for your IELTS, then you need to provide, there are other things some other schools use as waivers, like English proficiency, a letter from your school stating that your language of instruction over the years has been, English language. Or probably your school has requested for IELTS, or your school have requested for, maybe like Birmingham City, they have their own personal English test of English they use. So if that is what you have written, so these are the things you need to provide instead of WAEC for schools that do not request WAEC. So it depends on what is stated on your CAS. Please strictly go by what is stated on your CAS. So if it's WAEC, yes, you're expected to submit WAEC. If it's NECO, you're expected to submit NECO. If it's any other test of English, maybe the school test of English or IELTS or letter of English proficiency from your university. So you need to take note of that. So that could be a missing document. So that's why some people will say, oh, I submitted this, I submitted that, and all of, at the end of the day, I'm getting a refusal. So, refusal can be crazy. I mean, it's not easy. You get a refusal, you either want to appeal, and appeal these days, we did an appeal, and an appeal took over 5 months. That could be crazy, that could be exhausting. So you don't want to find yourself in that kind of situation. So probably you don't want to do an appeal, you want to get a refund. So the process of getting a refund is another issue. You write to the school, you send your refusal letter to them, they look through it. If it's not something that is what's it called, fraudulent, probably your documentation is not fraudulent, then the compliance team, in the school, will have to look through it, evaluate it before they can decide to offer you a refund. And even if a refund is going to be offered, you should note that there are charges that comes with it. So refusal is not in any way good. Either you are looking for appeal, anything can happen, and even you want to get, obviously your IHS fee will be refunded. Now it takes like even more than 3 months for some of my students to get back their IHS fee. So refusal is not what you want to plan for in any way. So that you should be very careful when making your visa application. So for those that are currently joining us, I started and I said this particular platform today is basically for anyone who wants to make their visa application for student visa in the UK, and they are looking at, okay, what are those things that can make you get a refusal? Do we want to avoid that? And that's why we're live to discuss this all together, and you'll be sure you are good with your visa application. You have all documentations, you have correct documentations, and you've done the right thing so far. So if you've done the right thing so far, you don't have any problems. Your visa will be issued. So we've been getting quite a number of visas, since almost 2 months ago. So, and it's still the same. So it's been fantastic. So this particular live, like I said once again, is to let you know the things that can make you get a refusal. So I said missing document. So, and that's where I mentioned WAEC result. For those who WAEC is stated on their cards as a waiver for test of English. If WAEC is not what is stated on your cards, you are not going to be using WAEC, because that's going to be a missing document for you if you used WAEC. So you have to use what is stated on your cards. If English proficiency, a letter of English proficiency from your school is what is stated on your cards, that's what you're going to use. If IELTS is what is stated on your cards, that's what you're going to use. If like Birmingham City has their own test of English exam, if that's what you've written, that's the result you are going to use as a waiver. So that's that. Then secondly, unsuccessful credibility interview. Now lately UK has not been doing interview. For some time, I think because of COVID. So credibility interview have been waived, except for some very different reasons. So because I've had some of my students that were contacted to schedule an interview with them just to verify 1 or 2 things. So, and if peradventure this is your case, most of the ones we've gotten for some verifications, they've sailed through, so nothing to be scared about. But this unsuccessful credibility interview is basically when this was still requested. It's still part of the point-based immigration they are using to issue your visa. So I don't think we really have much to talk about here, because it's optional. So they've not been doing that. So it's just documentation and evaluation of the documentation, and you are issued your visa in 5 days to 7 days if it's priority, 72 hours if it's super priority, and 15 days and more if it's standard. So you're going to get that. So except for this rush anyway. So unsuccessful credibility interview can also make you get a visa refusal. And I said that visa refusal can be crazy. It's not what you want to experience. So I've told you also the things that are attached to it when you get a visa refusal and you want to reconcile it. It's a whole lot of stress. So, and this is what you want to avoid. So let's move on to the next one, which is the failure to meet strict student visa rules, such as maintaining the required funds in your account for 28 consecutive days. This is very paramount. This is very, very important. You don't want to mess up your 28 days. So it's actually 28 to 30 days. You don't want to mess up that. That's very key. You need to take note of, the counting properly. So, I've had many people tell me 3 months. I've had many people tell me 6 months. You do not need 3 or 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, that I've been sharing. So for a student visa, all you need is your 28 to 30 days statement, and specifically, I want to hammer on this. So make it a commercial bank. I would prefer to go with this, a commercial bank specifically. I would prefer to go with that. So I'm not saying in essence that maybe some what's it called now, microfinance bank cannot work, but there are quite a number of things that are involved in microfinance bank that we cannot. The verification process is always not clear. So, and it can come, back inconclusive if the embassy is trying to probably get the verification and it's not easy for them to do. There may, cause harm to your application. So you don't want to find yourself in this kind of mess. So you want to use a commercial bank they are very familiar with, and you don't want to give yourself unnecessary stress. You want it to be verified easily. So I think that is safe. It's very, very safe. For your own peace of mind, our advice, make sure it's commercial bank. Commercial bank, obviously we all know commercial bank, GT and so on and so forth. So that is it. So even at all you have, because I've had people saying maybe a letter from local government, is from one scholarship board. Please, I will advise you that you should make sure the contact details, for this documentation you are providing, for proof of proof of funds, is very, very reachable. It's key. It's key. I've had many persons denied just because of this. They couldn't reach them. They waited for so many days, many months. Even some could take 3 months, some could take 2 months. And if they can't reach them, or if they are not getting any verifications from them, it can as well cause you your visa denied. So that it's very key. It's always come back inconclusive for the UK VI. So it's something you want to avoid. So that's why, for me, I would say, for your own peace of mind, just use commercial bank. So, and also there are ways which these funds must be on your account. I've had people, they just dump the money in the account. That's probably, if you need, say, 15 million naira, and probably on the first day of the accounting for the 28 or 30 days, they just dump it, and there's no more transaction to the last day, and they just go ahead and print out. This is going to, it calls for red flag. It's going to be flagged easily, because obviously you need to do little transaction on your account. It's very, very important. You need to do little transaction, like 10k, like 5k. Let them see this account is functioning, it's running. It's not an account that is dumped. It's very, very important for you to. So that being said, you should also consider that this particular account, you must not move heavy funds within this period of 28 days. Very key. Heavy funds like 1 million naira, that's another dumping, which we need to explain. So this will start calling for, what do you do? They might want to schedule an interview with you to ask for more verifications. So there are ways, there are strategies to counting, on your bank statement. It's very important. So if you need much more information as regards that, or if you want us to go through, your bank statement for you, we can also, do that, assist you through that process. So you can also drop a chat, with me, and I will attend to that after this particular live. So let me quickly move on to the next one. So I've established missing documents. I've established failure to meet strict student visa rules, such as this maintaining the required funds in your account for 28 consecutive days. So I'll move on to the next one, which is not attaching an ATAS clearance certificate. If your course is subject to ATAS. It's very, very important. Usually, I think engineering students are required to provide it. So after you've gotten your admission, you will get a condition to provide, ATAS certificate, ATAS certificate. So there are process you can, if you need a guideline on this process to get your ATAS certificate, you can reach out and we can also put you through. So I usually this is for what's it called, engineering students usually, and some other courses basically. So if you need to provide ATAS and it is not part of what you uploaded, trust me, you would have issues with that application. So it's very key. It can also mean a missing document, so which could cost you your visa application approval. So that is very, very key. So I'll move on to the next person. Not responding to email or telephone queries from the Home Office. So UKVI, after you've made your applications and you're waiting for a decision, so you need to constantly keep checking your emails. So you could receive email from the UKVI, depending on where you've done your biometrics, if it's VI or if it's Ikeja. So you need to constantly be checking your emails. So they might send you an email, to schedule an interview. They might send you an email to do some verification. Like this morning, I was still showing one of my students an email sent to one of my students, another student who made applications to Irish Embassy that's for student visa, and they sent him an email, to confirm his address. It could come in that way as well. So that's why it's very key for you to also be checking your emails so that you can respond as quick as possible, and they will not, you won't just keep them waiting, delaying your application. And if nothing is heard from your hand, it could actually cause your visa, to be rejected. So that is very, very important. So prompt response to emails, is very key. Now, I will just quickly delve into, something like not showing the required money for 28 continuous days, or submitting financial documents that are more than 30 days old. Yeah, that is very, very important. I want us to listen attentively to this. Submitting financial documents that are more than 38 days old. Yeah, I obviously I'm aware of there are quite a number of students that they are getting their cards delayed. Like Birmingham City University, I have quite a number of students that are still waiting on their cards. So and they've submitted their bank statement. So they've printed their bank statement, and they've submitted it to the school. And the school, probably they've taken more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before the CAS is out. You should know that once the CAS is out, you are getting an updated bank statement. That means you are reprinting your bank statement, still maintaining that funds. The funds should not go below. The funds can go, above, what is there, but the funds should not go below what is required. So, and even if the funds is going above, you must make sure that the day you printed the bank statement is not, more than 30 days old before you submit it for your visa application. So, a scenario, I gave it the other time, but I'm going to make it more clear now. A scenario is this: say you've applied for CAS and you've submitted your bank statement, you've printed it out, you've submitted it to the school. The school is taking, more than ever to send your CAS. Probably it took them 3 weeks, it took them 1 month to send your CAS. So you should note that it is not advisable to use that same bank statement you sent to the school to make a visa application. It's advisable you reprint, you get an updated bank statement for you to submit, upload on your portal for you to make your visa application. That is very, very key, very, very important. Please don't throw that away for anything. If you want your visa approved. So not showing enough money. I mean, I don't need to actually explain this. You should know how to calculate your statement. I mean, the money required in your bank statement by now. So it varies. It's case by case. Is university to university. So if you are going to Birmingham City University and your tuition is £13,200 and you've made a deposit of £3,000, so the remaining of your tuition plus cost of living, your cost of living is 9,207, which is outside London. Any school inside London, you should use that inside London cost of living. But if you're outside London, use outside London cost of living, which is 9,207, in addition with the remaining of your tuition. And if you have dependent, you should know, and your dependent is applying with you, they are traveling with you, you should know you need to show an evidence of the proof of funds for them, which is an additional £6,500. So you need to add these to each of the dependents that are going with you. So this is very key. That's how you calculate. And once you get all the sum you have the total, then you can now currently, I think I need to check, but I don't have access to quickly check for you now. UKVI usually use what's it called, Rwanda currency converter. So if you're using that Rwanda currency converter, I think the last time I checked is around 5 something. A pound to naira is around 5 something. So I've seen in my office, I advise that probably you should just use 605. So if you use 605, obviously that's a good rate, that's a good deal for you, and you'll be fine. You won't, your mind will be at rest. But if you want to go overboard, you're allowed to put more money, the one that will make you have peace of mind. So depending on you, but I'm sure 605 rate, which even the UKVI rate is not even up to that for now. If you check the Rwanda currency converter, you will see. So that is safe for you. It's very important. So it is not any discussion, it is not any reasoning, it is not anything else to start explaining why your funds should be complete. You should know as a student, your proof of funds should be complete. You should not have anything less than what is required. If you have anything less than what is required, I mean, you should know what will happen, obviously. So I need to be positive. So I don't need to go negative all the times. So another bullet point I want to talk about is finance or financial documentation represented in the incorrect format. Yeah, obviously, if you're using a commercial bank, everything will be documented in correct format. So if you go through what's it called, the UKVI policies on their website, I mean, for immigration rules, you will see you can see these are things like the stamp from the bank. These are the things like signature from the bank. These are the things like the date it was printed out. All of those things, should be checked properly, that it goes in line with the UKVI rules and regulation for a correct format bank statement you can use. So there is a correct format bank statement you can use. You can check that, or if you need that information, please you can reach out to me and I can put you through or check the bank statement for you and see if you're cool to go. So okay, another bullet point I will just be talking about is submitting financial documentation of a relative that is not a parental statement. What does this mean? Today I had this particular student saying he wants to use an uncle's bank statement that is going to show maybe the photographs of both of them. And what I said to the students is I just went straight, or I advised, okay, it happened to my colleague, so I advised my colleague and I told her this is what you should tell the students. So if the student is going, we are going to sign a form stating this is what you actually want to do, but this is our own professional advice. So we always advise it is against the rules to provide. You're going for masters, for God's sake. So, and you're expected to show these funds in your account. You're expected to hold the funds in your account for 20 years. So when even your parents, even if you have your parents to fund your account, it is more reasonable than even having it in their own account and start showing photographs. That's for even parents, you know. But in the case of somebody using uncles, sister, distant cousin, relatives, and all of those things, I mean, I don't need to explain to you that could be a disaster, and you should know that yourself. And if you are still trying to push me to make use of this, then you're going to sign an agreement with me that this is your decision. You want to do it, then we'll go with you, and you sign it. So you know, if you are probably denied, then you are bound by the agreement. So you will have our own provision stating what is the right rule for you to go by. So that is very key. It's something which you take note of when we are making our visa application and we want a favorable decision. So that is very, very key. So I've made mention of quite a number of bullet points that we need to consider. So I just quickly want to read out one or two scenarios, if the internet will permit us to do that quickly, so that we can see scenarios of some of it is a publication by the UK VI Embassy of that has been done throughout the years. So there is a stats for it now, like a statistics that will tell you how visa are being approved and what are the reasons for the refusal. So like there's on the chart there is top 5 refusal countries from 1st of January 2020 to 25th of June 2021. So for India is topping the chart as of now. They have about 79,205 refusals specifically for student visa within this period. I mean 1st of January 2020 to 25th of June 2021. So India is topping the chart, and with a total of 79,205, and that's application 79,205 applications, student visa application from India, and the refusal has been around 5,507, which is about 6.9%. And for Nigeria is the second on the chart. So you should take note, very, very key. I mean, Nigeria is topping the chart at the second position. You know what this means. It's not good. I'm not happy, but yet we are still getting a favorable decision. For my own team and for my own company, we've not gotten any refusal as of recent. So, but here from 1st of June 2020 to 25th of June 2021, Nigeria is the second position on the chart, with a total application of 23,028 and a visa refusal of 1,206. That's about 5.2% of the whole percentage. So Lagos, that's Ikeja Biometric Center, is having about 6% of the refusal, while VI is having about 5% of the refusal. So Pakistan is the next on the list, which is about 10,224 application in total, and the refusal is just 826, which is 8.0%. Then Ghana is on the 4th position, which is with a total application of 2,112 applications and 430, that's 430 refusals, altogether. Then Bangladesh is a total application of 6,775 and a refusal of 340, making 4.8%. So I'm just quickly going to read through some case studies for you that happened within this period, so that you will be able to, quickly know how to adjust your applications or seek professional advice to handle it. Is very, very important. So, this case one which is a customer applied for a 4-year study visa to attend a BSc business admin degree, and his financial evidence was in form of a fixed deposit certificate rather than full bank statement, and showed a single lump sum deposit held in his account for 32 days before withdrawn. While checks showed the certificate to be genuine, case study concerns over the unspecified source of funds cast doubt on the applicant's ability to support himself and his intention to study. At interview, the applicant considered that his agent provided him with the funds deposited, and subsequently he could not satisfactorily answer questions about the content/purpose of his intended course. So his application was refused on GSR grounds and finance. You should know finance, please, very key when you are making your visa application. Finance. Case study 2. A customer applied for a 2-year MSc in International Business Law with her husband and a child as dependent. So in the support of her application, she provided a letter outlining a scholarship covering all course fees. I made mention of this for those who are providing letter from a scholarship board. Yes. And some living expenses from a corporation that was known to offer fake scholarships. So this should tell you that UKVI also has flagged some scholarship boards. So please beware. They flagged them already. So any letter, even anything, any documentation coming from them automatically qualifies you to be denied. That's even very important. So to offer a fake scholarship referred for enrichment, this corporation could not be verified as an accredited entity and was identified as part of a trend of non-genuine sponsorship offers from this shell organization. So the application was refused in part because of its verification outcome, on finance and GSR grants. Thank God the applicant was not banned, but was refused. Now, case study 3. A customer applied for a 2-year foundation course. His supporting document included educational certificates with official stamps that raised concern. The document also showed his parents, their father, would be covering all fees and living costs, giving basic details of a small family shop, ownership of an unspecified commercial property. Bank statements provided limited evidence of business-related activities and revenue. During interview, the applicant considered an agent had provided false certificates to meet the NQF requirement. The application was refused on GSR and finance grants. So it's very, very important, considering the NQF requirements. If you need to understand that properly, you can chat me up. So lastly, this is a case study 5, which where I will stop and I will round up. So if I have any questions, I can quickly attend to it, and I will take further answers, to our WhatsApp chat. Case study 5 is customer applied for a 3-year nursing and midwifery degree. Her nursing qualifications were assessed to be below the minimum standard for course entry. A modest income from nursing and care work was supplemented with loans secured by her parents from a microfinance bank to meet the financial requirements. Checks showed the bank was not accredited by National Central Bank, and the application was refused on grounds failing to meet the required qualification standard and finance, appendix finance, and showing the applicant was rejected based on unregulated banks provided. You need to understand all of these things, for you to have all-encompassing visa application for your visa to be approved. So that is very key. You need to consider all of these things I've said. And if you're just joining us, please make sure you watch again the whole video from the beginning, and you will get quite a number of information as regards the things that can get you a visa refusal for student visa in the UK. So let me just quickly go through if there are questions, although I may not be able to answer all questions here because the time is fast spent. So I will just probably answer just one question, and every other questions will be taken straight to WhatsApp. Please talk about Portsmouth University, sir. So basically, we are not talking about universities. We are just talking about the things that can make you get a visa refusal, student visa refusal for United Kingdom. So, but if you need to calculate your proof of funds for University of Portsmouth, so all you need to do is send your offer to me, and let me check the tuition fee, and let me check the tuition deposit required. Then I will let you know, ask you a few questions. If you have dependents, then I'll be able to calculate for you. So that's that for question. Maybe I should just take one more question before I move, close this particular session. So I've gotten admission to study master's degree study international business and management at University of Bradford. Oh, congratulations for that. So if you need to calculate your proof of funds and you want to start your visa application, you can reach out to us. I'm dropping my WhatsApp chat right away, so you can chat me up and we can take it up from there. Any questions or the process can start immediately. So that's my chat. That's my WhatsApp number, 080-944-022-11. So thank you so much. I can see other questions, but trust me, chat me up on this WhatsApp, and I'll be able to assist you as we progress. So thank you everyone. I've dropped it, boom see me. I've dropped it. You can get it on the chat one more time. So thank you so much for taking our time to attend this particular session, and we always promise to enhance you with very, very vital information as regards your study abroad plans and visa concerns. So thank you once again. My name is Toyin, and this is Nexi Concept Limited Live. Good afternoon to everyone.